in Shreian. The world is in jeopardy, and I have a solution. Dear audiences, let me ask you a question. Is clean eating really clean? Let's take a bowl of Caesar salad, for example. Do you know that vegetable production accounts for at least a quarter of global greenhouse emissions? And if that does not startle you already, do you know that the quality of our crops have been dwindling over the years due to the worsening soil quality? Maybe the leafy greens ain't so green after all. What if I told you that same bowl of salad could do more good than harm with neighborhood farming? Neighborhood farming uses permaculture, which is a synergistic farming method that mimics the natural ecosystem on a commercial level. Malaysia, although an ideal location for agriculture, sadly imports 70% of its agriculture produce from overseas. This has significantly increased purchasing prices locally. So introducing my solution, Your Green Neighbor Farm, which is a very eco-friendly and sustainable and great alternative to organic farming. This is the prototype model. As you can see right in the center of the farm, you have a fish pond. The fish pond will be directly hooked up to the irrigation system as the water can be used as fertilizer. The chickens in the farm will be allowed to roam around it freely in a controlled manner, usually after the harvesting our crops, to act as a biological pest control and to help clear up the soil beds. How would we promote this prototype of ours? Through education. Education influences us and forges our minds. We'll also share the crises faced by people and the earth to garner sympathy. This is our business plan. We seek an investment of around 100,000 ringgit to do this whole project of ours. However, we do offer a drawdown of around 8,000 for the first phase and around 97,000 for phase 2. Why invest in our prototype? Our crops are more nutritionally rich and it's more profitable year over year, and it improves the soil quality. Why must we do this? Nothing will change with a flick of a wand. Therefore, we must act now. If we say no now, we will all go and sting and we all our faults. So let's say yes, and together form a green culture revolution that will create a better future for our future generations. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Shreian. It's time for the Q&A. Judges, we have 7 minutes for this.
Shreian, can you expand more on the product itself? Is the product the design? Is it the chicken? Is it the seeds? What is it exactly that you're selling?
We actually have 4 types of products we want to sell. We have our crops, the compost, the chickens, and we have the fishes in the pond.
So it's all in one for the community. So
Yes.
the buyer would be, the neighbors would pull together and then buy this for their housing area.
Yeah.
It appears to be mainly targeted at neighborhoods, you know?
Yes, it is.
So a key factor is how to get the people in the neighborhood interested, you know?
Actually have a plan for that. Yeah, I actually have a plan for that. So beforehand, I want to actually do up pamphlets, and I want to send it to neighbors all around the neighborhood to get the interest. And I would like to actually do a video showcasing the demand in the neighborhood, and I would like to post it in social media so that you'll attract more other people from other neighborhoods and also attract the attention of the current neighbors living in the neighborhood too.
Social media is very good.
Yes.
What about sometimes you might have to go down to the ground, door to door? Any plans for that too?
Door to door, yes. Actually, the pamphlet is that we would like to go door to door and provide them with pamphlets to tell them about our plan and our goals, to share it with them so they can join us together.
Okay,
as
thank
a
you.
community. Thank you.
Hi, Shreian, Mike here. Just tell me again, why is this an alternative or the right alternative to large-scale organic farming globally?
See, organic farms, right, they tend to have fewer products at times, and compared to ours, we are more diversified. And the thing with organic farms, they're more labor intensive, so they require a larger amount of OPEX, the OPEX costs like labor and etc. And what our goal is to protect the environment, so we are focusing more towards improving soil quality, creating a much more sustainable future for others rather than the profits.
Okay. And just one final thing, just a comment, not a question. I'm very aware of these type of neighbourhood gardens already in New Jersey and in Queens, in New York. So you may want to have a look at what they're doing there and do some research there because they're working very well.
Thank you so much for the suggestion.
Wonderful, Sharon. Beautiful presentation, and I really love where your heart is at with wanting to preserve the earth and do better in terms of, less emissions and things like that. I just have a question. I found that the world has moved on to a more wanting larger scale production of anything and everything purely because of the cost factor. So what would we be doing in this project that will lower the cost so that people will actually be interested? Because I think that if people find that a tomato with a local supplier is, I don't know how to put it in monetary terms in Malaysia, but if it's 10 Rand here in South Africa, locally, and then in a bigger shop is only 2 Rand. Cost is a big thing. People buy because things, their budget are limited and things like that. So what do you think will lower the cost for the local producers, and how do you turn and if there's a difference in price, how will you convince people that it's better to buy with someone local even though it costs a few more rands or so? Does my question make sense?
Could you kindly repeat the question?
All right, so maybe let me just keep it.
I can't actually really hear it. I can't actually hear it so much.
Is it possible to produce locally at the same price as what larger scale productions are doing?
Actually, it can be done, but the first thing we need to do is you need to provide me more capital so I can actually do a larger scale farm so that we can produce more locally compared to international. As I told you before, we actually import most of our goods from overseas due to the fact of the lack of investments in the country itself and the lower labor amount people are willing to participate in it. That's why I want to do it through education. I want to influence more people to join the business, so that they have the amount to do a larger scale farm. Actually, though, our country has a goal to become a high income nation. So, and according to the World Bank, they said we need to transform our country. We need to actually invest more into the agriculture sector. So even in that, I think the government will help support us and provide subsidies, hopefully. All right, thank you.
Okay, well, that answers my question. Thank you.
Judge Landy, do you have anything to add?
Judge Landy was just giving Sharon a thumbs up for a fantastic answer. This is obviously very well thought through, and I just want to commend you on that. I have no question.
Well done.
Thank you.